Hey guys, it's Elaine, the Ninja Life Coach, and today I'm going to do 3 red wigs, 3 different looks. And I'm going to do a little bit of a rant today while I'm doing the red wigs. So sit back, grab yourselves a cup of coffee. I'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm back. I want to tell you all a little bit of a story, something that happened to me back about 6 or 8 months ago. It was back, I guess it's been longer ago than that. It's been probably almost a year ago, but I have a real need, I guess, for lack of a better word, to be heard. I don't like to be ignored. It really, really irritates me. And that need arises in some manner from me being exposed to a narcissist. Because if any of you all have ever been around a narcissist, you know that one thing they do is what you want, what you hope, your hopes, dreams, and aspirations mean absolutely nothing to them. They just have their own agenda, and their agenda is going to prevail regardless of whatever. But I have this innate need to be heard and to be validated and to be affirmed and to not be ignored. And I had a situation the other day. I have a Walmart right down the street from me, and I'm not a huge fan of Walmart, but I do shop there for my groceries from time to time because I can fill out the click list. I don't have to go in. I can just zip right on over there and be done with it. And I don't have to do a lot of shopping because I get real distracted by the cosmetic department if I actually go into Walmart. So I try to stay out of there. So anyway, I pulled into the parking lot, and when I got into the parking lot, I realized I left my phone at home. So me being me, not wanting to drive all of 5 minutes back to my house, I went to the back door, and the back door had a big glass pane, and I could be seen from about here up. So they could clearly see me because the pane was big. It was probably a good 3 feet by maybe 4 feet tall. I mean, it was a big enough that they could clearly see the top part of my torso. And I knocked on the pane because there were a bunch of people back there. I guess they were getting click lists and stuff together, but there was a bunch of people back there, and I knocked on the pane. Well, they just kept going about their business, and they did absolutely nothing to acknowledge me. So I knocked a little harder, and the lady started going right like that. And so I was really nice. I said, I forgot my phone. I started mouthing that. And she was just like, and just went about her business and didn't even acknowledge me. Well, I knocked again, and I said, I'm here to pick up my groceries. And I mouthed that very clear to where if she would have looked at me, she could have seen what I said, because I was like, I am here to pick up my groceries. Now, I'm going to put on another wig, and I'm going to tell some more of this story. Now, where was I? Oh yeah, I had to put Bridget on for just a minute. So I kept knocking, and the lady and all the folks, there were some guys back there too, there were about 5 or 6 people, they just kept ignoring me, kept walking around. Well, the more I knocked, the more that lady just kept going like nothing. Like I wasn't even there, didn't even acknowledge me. Well, I got so angry that I knocked really, really loud to the point where I kicked that door. Well, when I kicked the door, the alarm went off. And that is not my finest moment, I can tell you, because I'm standing here. I have on, literally, I have on a beanie with a little fluff ball on top. I have on my pajama pants and my old Crocs that I used to work out in in my yard in, and I have on an overcoat and a scarf because it's cold outside. And so I'm quite certain that I looked like a homeless person standing out there beating on this door. So the manager came to the door, and she opened the door, and she said, ma'am, we are not allowed to open this door, and if you don't leave, I'm going to call the police. And I said, I'm here to pick up my groceries, and I forgot my phone. You give me my groceries, I'm out of here. And she said, oh, well, I'm a manager, and I'll bring your groceries out to you in just a moment. Now, this was not the lady who was ignoring me. This is another lady, so they must have called management to come back there and deal with this little 4'11" woman who was beating on the door. Let me in! So I didn't say let me in, but I'm sure they probably thought I wanted in. So I went on back out to my car, and she brought my groceries out to me. I'm going to change wigs. Be right back. Okay, so here I am in my last red wig. But the lady came out to the car, and she said, I'm sorry, ma'am. You are not allowed to come to this door. We are not allowed to open the door. And I said, look, I apologize for losing my temper to the point where I kicked your door and made your alarm go off. But I said, your employees were ignoring me. I said, they were walking around to the point where the lady was just shrugging her shoulders right like that, like I was supposed to know what to do with that. And I had no clue what to do. I had forgotten my phone. And she said, well, I'm really sorry. She said, if that ever happens again, you're going to have to come in. And I said, well, ma'am, I don't have to do anything. I can always go home and I can get my phone and I can come back. And I said, and so I just laughed. And then she laughed and I said, I bet if I was a 6-foot blonde in a miniskirt with blonde hair down to my waist, I bet all the guys would have come to the door real quick. And she started laughing and I did too. And then we kind of had a funny moment. But the reason I'm sharing this crazy story about something really stupid that I did, so don't go to Walmart and try to kick in the door. But the reason I'm sharing that, and the reason I'm sharing this on Motivational Monday, is to let you guys know that there are going to be times in our life when we feel ignored. Because once we reach a certain age, we reach, over 50, let's just say, I realized that when I walked into the room, I wasn't going to turn any heads. No one was going to say, oh, look, there's Elaine Jackson. Look at her. Isn't she the most gorgeous thing in the room? Now, nobody ever did that to me anyway when I was 20, but it's kind of a blow to your ego to realize that you're not what you used to be. And you can see yourself daily just getting more sags, getting more wrinkles, looking, you feel like your own body is betraying you, because as we get older, hair gets thinner, our skin gets dry, our eyesight starts failing, we start hurting in places that we didn't hurt before. I mean, it is not for sissies, as Betty Davis said once. She said, growing old isn't for sissies, and I totally agree with her on that statement. But I want to encourage you today, if you have been going through a time in your life where you have been feeling ignored and you feel like that people are just not listening to you, you can kind of take heart, because, number one, they probably aren't listening to you, because the society nowadays they place no value on wisdom as you get older. They don't place a high premium on that, and they should, because, we know things. I have lived through quite a bit of things in my life that I could really help people with. And that's why I started this channel, because I really wanted to share that and help people and encourage them. But the world at large, they don't really care, because they're so distracted by what they're doing. They don't really care about learning about anything that you have to say. And I don't feel like that's just I don't feel like that's all just from older folks. I think that speaks for society as a whole. I don't think they're really interested in learning from other people either. I think learning has kind of gone out the window in favor of your handheld device. And I think that, a lot of times we're distracted and things of that nature. And I think that one of the biggest distractions that we have is right in the palm of our hands. And so today, in order to get motivated and to make you do something to not feel ignored, I would like for you guys to drop a comment on my channel today. Tell me a way that you have felt ignored and what you did to stop that. I also would like for you guys to let me know which of these 3 red wigs you really liked and which one was your favorite. I'm going to be wearing Roxy today, the very first one I had on, and I just call her Roxy because I feel like a rock star in that wig. I actually loaned her to a friend. I've been missing her a little bit, so I'm going to put her on my head and wear her today. But I'm going to ask you guys just to drop a comment. Just say, hey, I felt ignored when, and here's what I did. And let's have some dialogue about that, because I want you to be encouraged today. Number one, you may feel ignored, but number two, God is always listening to you. He never ignores us. He never turns his back on us, and he never does not listen to us. He listens to us every time we call, every time we cry out. And I know he's not a tangible person that we can, put our hands on, but he is here whether we see him or feel him or not. One thing I would suggest to you, if you've got a trusted friend and you're feeling that way, call them and get a little bit of affirmation from them, or from your family members if they're really good at that. My family, I've got some great family members. They're really good about that. And I've also got some really, really wonderful friends that I can call. I try not to burden my family with, hey, I just know I'm going to whine a little bit today. But my friends, we all whine to one another, and we like it. So, folks, one brave woman can change the world. One brave woman can accomplish a lot in this world. So today, I want to encourage you to get out there, be brave, pursue your vision with all your might, trust in God, and move forward. You guys have a great motivational Monday. God bless. Maranatha. And by the way, I glued the wig down. So I glued her all the way down to my ears today. So just wanted to share that with you guys.